Good morning, Meridian, and welcome back to Business Buzz. We've been off for about a week since we had such a full week of chamber events last week, but we're here today once again to bring you one of our new chamber members and share a little bit more about their business. Joining me today is Rick Favor with Everything Hearing. Rick, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning. Good morning. How you doing, Sean?
I'm doing great. Just kind of full disclosure up front. Not only is Rick one of our newest chamber members, I'm one of his newest customers. So, Rick, thank you so much for helping me out. But I want to, just start off the conversation with hearing aids. Who needs hearing aids, and how can you tell when they need them?
Sean, that's a tough question because, for a long time, we've all advertised, if you're having trouble in crowds, if you're having difficulty in group settings. My biggest thing is if family's saying you're not hearing, chances are they're noticing it before you do. But hearing should be effortless. And if you're struggling in any kind of environment, you might want to at least get it checked to see where it's at.
Yeah, I know my wife was definitely, telling me for years that, TV's too loud. I'm asking her to repeat herself and things like that. And I think you shared with me and my wife a little bit about that hearing loss comes in different ways. It's not just complete loss.
Right.
Can you share a little bit about that?
So the two things that we do when it comes to hearing is we check the ear. That simply is the mechanism that carries the sound to the brain. The second part is we check to see how the brain's interpreting what it hears. A hearing loss can continue to get worse, but we can fix it with a hearing device. But if we don't stimulate the brain in the speech center, you can lose word recognition and auditory deprivation. And so we can't necessarily fix that. So we want to protect the brain by getting the sound in there so it's hearing those little cues, like the difference between a B and a V. If you don't hear those cues, you start misunderstanding words. So my focus is mainly speech. That's always been my priority.
So it's been a few years. I've tried different hearing aids, options and things like that. They didn't seem to work real well, but you introduced me to some new technology. Tell me a little about the technology used in today's hearing aids and why it's so different.
Well, Sean, we'll back up here a little bit. I've been doing this for 35 years, and all hearing aids back in the day, they were all the same. All the electronics were the same. They got them from the same manufacturer. Today, they're all digital. And so the algorithms are different, the computer chips are different, the processing speeds are different. The only thing they really have in common today are the microphones and receivers. We have great products today. I'm glad I'm still in the business because I'm able to do things I wasn't able to do 30 years ago. But if you fit a hearing device properly to the loss, then you're going to get all the sounds that you need to help you understand speech. All hearing aids aren't made the same, so there's different types of hearing losses for different types of hearing aids. You'll find that most companies are really carrying one manufacturer, maybe two. I cover all of them. We don't owe anything to anybody. We're not indebted to any hearing aid company. So we're free to fit people with the product that's actually going to work best. And I believe that that's very, very important. There's some companies out there that have a very wide range of frequencies, which really help with speech. And then there's companies that don't go out that far simply because of feedback issues. There's so many things into fitting a hearing device that if it's not done properly, it's a bad experience. And a lot of these inexpensive hearing devices that you're finding online or they're advertising on TV, they're just amplifiers. They're not covering a full range, only going up about 4,000 hertz. And so they might help you in a quiet environment, but when you get into a more complex setting, that's where it becomes an issue. And you still struggle. You're not able to follow the conversations. And so you're reading lips, eye contact, subject matter, all that stuff helps. But it shouldn't be that way. Hearing should be effortless.
Yeah. Rick, one of the other big hurdles that you dispelled whenever I visited you in the office is I always thought that, my stage in life, insurance won't cover hearing aids, but you kind of opened my eyes to some new ways of looking at it. Can you share with our audience a little bit about what you do when it comes to insurance?
Yeah. So insurance, there was very few insurance companies that covered hearing aids, especially if you were still in the workforce. And so now, I should back up a few years now, they've been more and more insurance companies have been covering. Unfortunately, these companies were discount programs. They weren't real insurance where you had a deductible and they paid the rest. But there are now policies coming out for people that are on Medicare that you can get, that we've been able to help 80% of our patients with no out of pocket, and they will replace them every year. So you can get new technology every year if you choose to. It's wonderful, but not all insurance companies are the same, just like hearing aids aren't the same. So what we found is that insurance agents don't understand our industry. And when they look at something, they need hearing help. So we get a policy that has hearing aid benefits, but those benefits aren't all the same. And then I get them and I go, this benefit only does this, and it's a discount program. And so by working with the reps, we've been able to get people in, and if they don't have exactly the right insurance, we can actually do some stuff to help them get that coverage. And we got insurance companies that'll pay up to $4,000 for a set of hearing devices. And, I've for years, people have asked me, why don't insurance companies cover? Well, now they do, and now they're skeptical that this is really working. So we do have patients that are just thrilled to death. We've saved them thousands and thousands of dollars to be able to get the help. And it's great. I love being able to do that.
Yeah. Rick, even if insurance is not covering the hearing aid for an individual, you've got some other options. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, we do have some financing. We have some 0% interest. We have a leasing program. If you're concerned about being able to get financing, or you just don't want to go through financing, we do have some leasing programs we can put together for you that, as low as $57 a month. So there's some great options as far as nobody should go without good hearing. And we're not going to fit you with something that's not going to work. We're going to go through your hearing test, go through everything, explain everything, and make sure you get the proper help.
Yeah. Speaking of fitting, Rick, one of the things that I really liked about your service that you provide is you gave me some time to try out the devices to see if it was something that I could, change my habits, my lifestyle, and the things that it made a difference. Is that something you do for everyone?
Yeah, actually I do. With hearing loss, especially high frequency hearing loss, and that's something that I have and I've experienced. And so I didn't feel like my hearing was that bad. I didn't feel like I had a hearing loss, and this is what I do for a living. But when I started misunderstanding women's voices when we were doing word testing, I realized this is more worse than I thought. And I actually got somebody to come in and do a test, because honestly, I was cheating on my own test. But they came in and I realized how bad it was. And I got fitted and I couldn't believe the difference. And even still today, I've been wearing hearing aids for 12 years. I can take my hearing aids off and feel like, I feel like I can hear fine. But every time I'm not wearing them, my wife catches me and she goes, "Do you have your hearing aids on?" Because those high frequencies don't have any volume. You don't realize that you can't hear those sounds because there's no volume, just clarity. So I didn't realize how important it was to get help with the high frequencies until I actually had to do that. And so there's a lot of people, because they go see someone who doesn't have an instrument that will cover that range, or they don't believe it's important to cover that range because their hearing aids don't cover it. We can't help you yet. You shouldn't have to wait until your hearing gets so bad that someone can fit you. If there's a hearing loss and there's high frequencies involved, you're not going to feel like there's a loss. And so we put it off. I generally don't see people like this until they've lost about 20% of their word recognition. And now all of a sudden they're starting to realize maybe there's something going on. So get the hearing checked. If nothing else, get the hearing checked. Get a baseline. I tell people, if you don't get a baseline and something happens, God forbid, you fall down, you get hurt, something happens, and something happens to your hearing in the process, you have no baseline to say, here's where it was before, and now it's here. So it's important to check. There's so many things that can destroy your hearing, like medications, an accident, high fevers, or ear infections when you're younger. There's so many things. So at least get a baseline to have and get it checked every year, at least every 2 years.
Well, Rick, how would someone get in touch with you if they're wanting to make an appointment and follow up with you?
Well, they can go to our website. They can fill out a form there, or they can call us at our number, which is on the website as well, or they can email us at support@everythinghearing, and just let us know that they're interested. Or if they just want questions, they want questions about the insurance, and they want to know more about how we can do this and what we can do to help them. Just give us a call. I'm more than happy to schedule an appointment, just do a phone conference call at no charge, and just answer any questions. If someone's been curious and have spent money and they've spent thousands of dollars on hearing aids, by all means, come in and talk to me. Let me fit you with some hearing devices and let you try them out, because it does make a world of difference when you do it correctly.
Yeah. Well, Rick, thank you for joining us today, and I will be a testimonial for your services and your office bedside manner. I've really enjoyed learning to hear again. So
yeah, well, thank you for having me here. I love this, and I hope I can get the word out what we're trying to do, because a lot of people don't know about the insurance. So this is good. Thank you.
Yeah, Rick. Well, thank you so much, and you have a great day.
Thank you, Sean. Take care.
Yeah. Well, that's it for Business Buzz today. We will return next Tuesday with Idaho Business Interiors. Yes, Idaho Business Interiors next Tuesday. Until then, be sure and check out our website for some chamber events and activities that you can join now that we're back in person for almost all of our activities. Ridian, have a great day. Thank you.